good afternoon and welcome to Jubilee Stadium, the Georges River, in the backdrop of tonight's crucial and potentially top six defining clash. Anything less than a win for either of these two teams might make things a bit tricky coming down the home straight of 2025. It's Sydney Olympic hosting Blacktown City live on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Will Constantinidis here for you tonight, and it is a perfect night of football on a perfect patch of grass between two sides that have plenty to play for. All the ingredients of a very tasty night's worth of football. Let's get you straight into the team news, taking you through first to Sydney Olympic, and well, what a run they are enjoying right now, Sydney Olympic. Labano Halidi's men outside of Rockdale Illingdon at the top of the table. Olympic are probably the form side of the competition right now. They are white hot and they love playing here at Jubilee Stadium. A perfect record at this venue this season during their short stay here, and they know that they'll probably be favourites in all honesty, considering their form and the fact that they're at home against Blacktown City, and coming off the back of a massive win against Marconi last weekend here at this very venue. They have plenty of confidence behind them, and that's why Labano Halidi has not made a single change to the side that knocked off the side in second. Running you through their starting 11, in goal is number 1 Jack Gibson. Across the back four, Ziggy Gordon, Thomas Whiffen, Zach Zoricic and Josh Hong. The trio in midfield, which have impressed in this last month, will be Ten Qual, Jack Armstrong and Seth Clark, as well as Dylan Ruiz-Diaz as well. Cyrus Demi will continue his stay up front. Adam Parkhouse on the wings as well to provide that extra bit of speed and energy. And he's also been finding a bit of end product in his game recently too. So that's the unchanged 11 for Labano Halidi. Let's run you through Mark Crittenden's side, and it's been a contrastingly inconsistent June for Blacktown City. They did bounce back last week with a 3-1 victory against St. George City, but it's 3 losses in their last 5, which means they do sit in 5th, but it's all a little bit precarious at the moment, and the side that is best poised to jump into the 6th right now is their opponents here today. So a victory puts a bit of breathing room for Mark Crittenden's side, and he has made a couple of changes. Ben Berry is out of the 11, as is Jackson Bandiera. Jacob Kresnar and a starting debutant, young Daniel McHugh, at just 18 years of age, is handed his starting debut in a massive match. As Blacktown get us underway, we'll run you through the Blacktown 11. In goal is number 1 Caden Henderson, 4 Lockie Campbell, 5 is Grant Lynch, 6 Adam Berry, 7 up top is Travis Major, 8 is Jack O'Brien, 10 is Maxim Yej, 18 Nick O'Brien, and the 2 new inclusions, 23 Jacob Kresnar and number 16 Daniel McHugh. And so with all that out of the way, all that remains is the action ahead of us. It was a 2-2 draw last time these sides met back at Landon Stadium, as Jack O'Brien quick on the turn. Now an opportunity here. Major is the target centrally. He's looking for a shooting angle. Gordon shuts him down. Laid off for Jack O'Brien. Was not far away at all, and that's the man you want in that position. Jack O'Brien has excelled in this midfield role, playing just off the striker in recent weeks, and Mark Crittenden, known for making such great adjustments to his side, known for squeezing the best out of his players. They've had to really chop and change a lot throughout the season. That's been the story of Blacktown City's 2025. I think no player summarises that better than Travis Major, who's probably played just about every position on the pitch this year, playing in a more familiar attacking role tonight. Here is Lynch, knocks it into Yej, has a bit of time to turn. There is a bit of extra space out on this pitch. That's a massive chance that's gone the way of Blacktown City early doors. Would have loved to have put that one away with Jack O'Brien. He's teed up nicely, but Blacktown City looks to continue to build. O'Brien goes down under the challenge from Josh Hong. Here is Clark. What an inspiration he has been for Olympic this season. Arguably one of their best new signings of the year, as Kresnar is able to marshal Parkhouse well as he swings that down the line. It's kept in, though, by Zoricic, and that means the attack can continue with the captain, Parkhouse. A cheeky back heel for Zoricic. Olympic make their move for Demi. Tries to turn the corner, but runs into a trio of Blacktown City defenders. Quoll goes in strong but clean. Clark slaloms his way through the defenders, and Lynch goes to ground but gets his legs out of the way, which means it will be a Blacktown City goal kick. So a fast start to proceedings here, and you'd expect no less really between these two teams. Both are pretty proactive when it comes to wanting the ball. There's Lynch. Yej. Quick touches in midfield by the visitors. Here is Lockie Campbell. The debutant McHugh. Just his second appearance in first grade this season. The 18-year-old Daniel McHugh was off the bench last time out. And now he's been given a starting debut in place of Jackson Bandiera, former Olympic man himself. Bandiera, very experienced campaigner at that fullback position, one of the more consistent options in this league. So it's big shoes to fill, the youngster, but that's what Mark Crittenden and Blacktown City do there. Able to build from within. Clark, good feet in midfield to find Quoll, as has Zoricic is making his move now. First time pass intended for Parkhouse was just a step away from him though, but positive football from Olympic. Need to bounce back after conceding that early chance. To make it extend their unbeaten run, Sydney Olympic. They've played just the 2 games at Cogra this season. 2 wins here this season. Stark contrast to what their form has been like at Belmore at times. They will be heading back to Belmore next week though. Looking to make the most of their time here as Major. Looking for progress down the wing, was trying to link up with Mitch Malia. Will stay with Blacktown City. O'Brien. Malia, shaped across, decided against it. Adam Berry, disguised pass for Major, just skips away from him, and a frustrated Travis Major has to let that one roll away for a goal kick. Kresnar. This match of paramount importance to the ladder, not just for these two teams, but for Sydney United as well, who are in the hunt for the 6 as well. United occupy that all-important 6th position. Here is Malia. Blacktown playing between the lines. Major. Nick O'Brien. Here's Malia. A tangle off the ball with Major as Whiffen clears it out of play, and it was last touch off Mitch Malia, which means it will be a Sydney Olympic throw. There was a bit of a coming together off the ball. And so as we take a look at the ladder coming into this game of massive importance, Sydney Olympic on 29 points in 7th place. Then you have United ahead of them by 4 points on 33. Then it's Blacktown City on 36. So 7 points separate these two teams. Olympic are 4 points off the top 6. The win could potentially cut that deficit to 4. Or even 1 if United don't win their game. Conversely, on the other end, a loss for Olympic would make it very, very difficult to get into the 6. It would be a disappointing season if they weren't to make it, considering the form they've shown, especially in this last month. Going 5 games unbeaten, beating Marconi comprehensively 2-0 as well. Zoricic was looking over the top for Clark. That one will roll out of play. United in action against Northwest Sydney Spirit. Another game to keep an eye on for these two teams. Down the line, Malia his progress was impeded by Zoricic, as Gordon will have to track this one down. Gordon and Hong, the preferred centre-back pairing as of late. Of course, no Johnny Gurditch. He has departed the side. Heading for NPL Victoria. Parkhouse. Good play to Zoricic. Has Lynch ahead of him. That time Lynch is equal to it again. And they're liking their play down this right wing. Sydney Olympic, they've gone down the right much more than they have down the left. Parkhouse has seen plenty of the ball. Him and Zoricic are a good combination. So it'll be a first corner of the game, which goes the way of the hosts. Parkhouse standing over this one. Armson is the short option. Instead, they go a bit further out to Clark. Clark beats a couple of defenders. Still Seth Clark. His shot is blocked. Before eventually hooked away from danger by Blacktown City. Another wave of attack is coming their way, though. Yej. Only as far as Clark. Looks to line up for a shot. Was able to beat Lynch, but couldn't beat the second defender. Malia elects to slow things down just a little bit. O'Brien. You see the more patient approach opted for by Blacktown. They just want to get their players up the pitch, get themselves into position and find their options. They know that if this game turns into a fast-paced affair, it's more likely to favour Olympic with the options they have up top. Parkhouse and Demi. Rouge Diaz as well, very fast players that can turn defences around quickly. Here is Parkhouse. Whiffen has swapped over to this right wing back position, was looking for an incisive pass forward. Clark. Was looking for the foul advantage played. Mitch Malia was too eager to get the ball off him there. Players waved on with Sydney Olympic, who continue to hold lion's share of possession through these first 10 minutes. Hong. Demi is the target over the top. It's dealt with, though, by Nick O'Brien. Armson breaks up play. Qual. Olympic are finding plenty of space to play through their opponents at the moment. Qual. Good turn in midfield. He's won it back here, Qual, but he has to almost battering ram his way through Blacktown City. It's still going to be Olympic ball. It's turned over, though, eventually. Major goes back to McHugh. Adam Berry and Grant Lynch. Malia. This is better from Blacktown. You can see they're trying to be more patient, and the commentator's curse strikes as that's a uncharacteristically loose touch from Travis Major. Possession will be turned over, which means it's going to be throw in for Olympic. They continue their dominance. They're just looking for a shot on goal, really. That's all that's been missing from this opening period. Blacktown still had the best chance of the game through 2 minutes. Now it's with Demi. Beats the first defender, now goes to ground, and now the foul is coming his way. He went down eventually, Cyrus Demi, lost his balance, tried to keep going, sensed that he had a gap opening up in front of him. And so Blacktown City now have to get their affairs in order. A dangerous set piece. Demi is immediately over this one, as is Dylan Ruiz-Diaz. Scored a great goal last week, did Ruiz-Diaz. Demi, perhaps a bit unlucky not to be credited with a goal himself. Looks like it's going to be all for Demi here. Caden Henderson in goal. Has to get this wall perfect. Looks like it's 3 in the wall for him. And Cyrus Demi has his eyes for goal. Cyrus Demi floats it over, but all too easy for Henderson in the end. Had a good looking shape to it, but didn't quite have enough sting to force the Blacktown City keeper into a meaningful stop. Earlier today, a massive result between Western Sydney and the Wollongong Wolves. The game just before this one finished 1-1. Nick Olsen grabbing a late equaliser, which has kept the game at just a point apiece, but 3 points for the Wanderers in that game would have been huge for how the relegation battle is looming, but nevertheless, the point is still very decent. St. George and Apia to come after this in our match of the round. Demi, good chested control, and now the defence is opened up here. Clark has given it to him, but his pass has forced Demi out wide. And just for a moment there, the Blacktown defence were in a disorganised state, as now they have to clear their lines. That's what they do. They look for distance on that Nick O'Brien clearance, as Hong does well to keep that in, and Olympic are just really dictating the terms of this game to Blacktown City right now. Showing why they're behind Illingdon, of course, the form side of the competition. It's been a couple of months since Illingdon lost. It's been a while since Olympic lost as well. Last loss was in round 16 against St. George. Five games ago. 6 games ago, rather. Midweek fixture in between all those. Still a long way to go in the season. It's round 21, 9 regular season games, including this one to play for. Zoricic lofted into the box, looking for Demi on the flick on. Last touch off Nick O'Brien. It will be another Sydney Olympic corner. Aside from the first 2 minutes where they had that massive chance, Blacktown, they've otherwise been defending the entire game. Parkhouse went short again, Olympic. McHugh is up to meter, and it's a shanked pass forward. Marley was sliding to ground, trying to win it back and play it towards Major. Here is Seth Clark. Gordon. Olympic trying to move this Blacktown back 5. Qual looks to add another number forward. Can't beat his man though, and that's very tidy defending by Nick O'Brien. Now it's with McHugh. Yej. Pass is drilled into his feet. And Major. O'Brien. Pass is given away. Gordon is there to intercept. Olympic might look to go quickly here. Just hold things up instead and just bide their time, Sydney Olympic. They know that they've had plenty of the ball, and they know that they don't necessarily need to rush in getting a chance, but if there is a side that can make them pay, it's certainly Blacktown City. Henderson got it out of his feet quickly with Demi rushing towards him. More direct approach up towards Malia. It's going to skip nicely here for Mitch Malia potentially. Hong eventually clears, but it wasn't quite as clean as he would have hoped. Now it's with Travis Major. Lofted ball into the area. O'Brien back for Kresnar! And that is some strike from Jacob Kresnar on the volley with that left foot. And Blacktown City, after defending for the majority of this early period, have gone down the other end. And it's an unlikely goal from Jacob Kresnar, but how well did he take it? Jack O'Brien with a deft pass to find him, and then Jacob Kresnar unleashing on the volley. And it's Blacktown City who take the lead here at Jubilee. And that would have been a real gut punch to Sydney Olympic for all their quality, for all their set pieces and chances and dominance of the ball. They found themselves down on the scoreboard. Jacob Kresnar, it's his 5th goal of the campaign. Scored last week. It's goals in back-to-back weeks for him. It's a good season for Kresnar. Former Olympic man himself, played here a couple of seasons ago for Sydney Olympic. He's having his best goal-scoring season in first grade, now up to 5. Now, how will Olympic respond? Does this change their approach? They've been so patient with the ball, not opting to rush things, but I wonder if they'll need to click into another gear against Blacktown, who have really kept them out. There haven't been too many chances from open play for Olympic. Their best has come from dead ball situations, and Henderson hasn't really been forced into a meaningful save. Whereas Diaz go all the way back over to the left. He has drifted wide again. We haven't really seen much of him in this game. It's been more the right side with Parkhouse and Zoricic. Whiffen and whereas Diaz on the opposite side haven't really seen all that much of the ball. Of course, a reminder of what is at stake in this game. These teams are 5th, Blacktown City, against 7th, Sydney Olympic. 7 points between them on the ladder at the moment, but if this result were to hold, it would go out to 10. Which would make it very difficult for Olympic to get into the 6. Unless, of course, Sydney United were going to drop points, as Demi's the target up top. They go a bit more direct, as Kresnar has to dig this out of his own corner. More controlled possession for Jack Armson and Sydney Olympic. Armson. He has the creativity to make things happen with Demi, who has dropped off the line here to receive. Armson. Lovely weighted pass forward for Zoricic, who have to go first time, but just couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. There's Zach Zoricic. He's probably spent more time in the attacking third than he has anywhere else on the pitch tonight, Zach Zoricic. He's gotten forward so early and so often. They go short. Demi is the first man in the press for Olympic. It's with McHugh. Doesn't take his chances. Lofts one up top, but that's going to be dealt with by Olympic. Second ball is one in midfield by O'Brien. Jack O'Brien goes to ground, and now City are racing away potentially here. Gordon diffuses that counter-attack. Malia was looking up top for Major, but he had already made his move inside. Here is Clark. Lynch has rushed out here and has lost his footing. Blacktown will have to recover. Parkhouse and Clark. Parkhouse has the speed. Kresnar just halts him and forces Olympic backwards. It's been a quality game of football. Plenty of good passing between these teams as Ruiz Diaz was looking for a foul. Nothing doing, though. Went to ground a bit too easy, says our referee. Olympic continue their stronghold on possession. Ruiz Diaz, a lovely skill to get past his man. Now he looks for the cross. Was hoping that someone was gambling at the front post there, but Demi was maybe looking for the cutback instead. Oh, O'Brien has sprung the offside trap here. Major is there at the back post. The pass won't quite get to him, though. And just for a brief moment, there's been these flashes with both defences opening up. Demi. Flag is down here for Cyrus Demi. He's had to go a bit wide here. It's only Demi. Has to find a way to shoot. Beats the first defender. Still with Cyrus Demi looking for something. No way through. A narrow passageway for him. But instead it's with Parkhouse trying to curl. Didn't have enough swerve and dip on it. Looking for that bottom left corner. Blacktown for a brief moment were exposed with Cyrus Demi getting in behind. But Grant Lynch was able to just stop him and shut him down, which meant that he couldn't find a clear shooting angle, and then Parkhouse had a better look at it. You can see what he was looking for on that curling left-footed shot, but just wasn't able to find the bottom corner, and it's still 1-0 in favour of Blacktown City. Jacob Kresnar's left-footed volley and some goal to give the visitors the lead. Campbell exchanges passes in midfield with Adam Berry. We haven't seen too much of the ball this Blacktown midfield. Zoricic flicks that clear of danger temporarily. Kresnar. Jack O'Brien. Major was screaming for the ball. Kresnar has come forward, and that means there's a bit of space on this wing for Olympic to exploit. Clark goes backwards, and now Olympic go forward. Quoll and Armson, they go from right to left. Not Armson, rather Ruiz Diaz. Two teammates on different wavelengths there, as that one is going to be a Blacktown throw. It's going to be deep in their own half. Olympic will try and press them in here. McHugh probably could have gone a bit quickly there to try and get out of that press, but now that he's halted play, Olympic can set their numbers forward as Blacktown have to retreat deep into their half. He's come a bit forward there, McHugh. He's gotten away with one, I think, there. Kresnar. Parkhouse is there, and he has to be careful with Jack Armson lurking. Grant Lynch took no chances. Armson half a metre away from a one-on-one opportunity with Caden Henderson. Clark has seen plenty of the ball, but that time his pass is wayward. And up and high towards Mitch Marlier. Again, it's that bounce that Mitch Marlier is looking to play off. Armson. Skips pass forward intended for Demi. They have to be wary of the counter attack here. Travis Major bursting forward with Marlier. More Blacktown shirts are slowly starting to arrive into the attacking third. Mitch Marlier didn't like what he had ahead of him, so he'll play safe with Yej. Kresnar skips past Quoll. Looking for the cross. No one's there. Top of the box for Adam Berry. Oh, he wasn't far away himself. Was searching for that top corner. Another good opportunity falls the way of Blacktown City, and that one would have been just as spectacular as Kresnar's goal from Adam Berry. Brought that down so well. He caught it just as well too. And wouldn't have been far away from looking for the top corner. And despite the fact that they haven't had most of the ball, they've definitely had less of it compared to Olympic, have Blacktown City. But in spite of that fact, they've had the better chances and they're ahead on the score sheet. Zoricic with Gordon. Clark isn't allowed to turn. No nonsense stuff from Nick O'Brien. And now Mitch Malia is looking to get on the end of this one. Will have to find his way out of the wing. Shows his man one way then the other. Berry lofts it up for Major. Now here is Parkhouse. Demi with his back to goal. Puts it through the legs of Kresnar, and now he has Jack O'Brien for company. It's all won cleanly, much to the dismay of Sydney Olympic. Malia. Zoricic had time and was able to head it down easily for Qual, and the game is starting to open up. Ruiz Diaz. Leaves it behind, and Olympic can make their way forward once more. You can see how well Blacktown City are set at the moment. This back five is doing its job really well. Kresnar. Zoricic, this time he gets to it. Kresnar read that well. He's having quite a game at this left flank. Jacob Kresnar, aside from his goal, they've really gone down this right-hand side so often, Sydney Olympic, and Kresnar, an experienced campaigner compared to the starting debutant, the 18-year-old on the other side, Daniel McHugh, who hasn't really been focused all that much by Sydney Olympic, and Ruiz Diaz has had to drop into midfield, get a bit more central to try and receive. We've seen him drift as far as the right side at times. Malia. He's looking for that narrow path that appeared through a couple of Olympic defenders, but it was quickly shut down with Ziggy Gordon. Clark was making his move. You can see it's all a bit static from Olympic at the moment as they try and poke holes in this resolute Blacktown defence. The flag goes up and that attack will come to an end. Adam Parkhouse a bit too eager on that occasion. Well won by Clark. That's a good piece of defending there, which means Olympic can try and go forward, but Blacktown win it, and now there's a foul on Tanquol, and Lavina Halidi is not happy about that particular call. And the sound rings around here at Jubilee Stadium, and from what I was able to gather, I think he was feeling that compared to the challenges that are happening in this game, he felt that one was a little soft. Nevertheless, his side will have to defend. That's going to be a corner. Ball kids will have to go into the stands to go and retrieve. First corner of the game for Blacktown City. Malia will take. Tall Timber arrives in the box. There's plenty of options here for Mitch Malia. Near post, flicked on, and it's cleared off the line. And a scramble in the goal means it's seen away by Sydney Olympic. Again, a great opportunity for Blacktown City. It was Lockie Campbell at the near post who was making his move there. Had it not been for a couple of defenders on the line, Blacktown City would have had a second. A nice little set-piece variation. Campbell with a good flick on before eventually seen away. by Olympic, and now they've got the ball back at their feet in midfield where they've seen a lot of it. Armson. Well weighted pass for Zoricic, who just left it behind him at the vital moment. Clark nods it down. Parkhouse. Major is right there with him as Major tries to get away from him. The two captains going at it. The Blacktown throw right in front of Mark Crittenden and the Blacktown City bench. Kresnar is looking for something. Malia is right down the line. That's where he goes. Yej. Bounced up kindly for him. Major. McHugh has all that space on the far side to work with. It's a wide pitch here at Cogra. McHugh, a good pass forward, was looking for Major. And he went to ground Travis Major. Didn't look like he was looking for a penalty or anything in particular, but nice bit of play there from McHugh. We haven't seen him too much in attack on his starting debut. But his pass means that Blacktown City have a second corner, first on the near side. Malia is the short option. That's where they go. First time ball in from Adam Berry. Seen away. McHugh. Low driven cross flicked on by Lynch. And Parkhouse. No foul is coming. Again, to the frustration of Labano Halidi, who is, compare his body language to Mark Crittenden. Those coaches enjoying two very different types of games right now. Blacktown City doing well to contain Olympic despite all their possession. Olympic feeling perhaps a bit frustrated with the state of the game at the moment. Ruiz Diaz was looking for someone hugging that touchline. Instead, Qual had come inside. Just under 10 minutes of regulation time to go. It's still Jacob Kresnar's goal the difference. Which, looking at the live ladder, would mean a 10-point gap between 5th place Blacktown City and 7th place Sydney Olympic. Olympic do well to win it here. Looking for something on the stroke of halftime. Parkhouse looking to link up with Demi, who muscles off a couple of defenders. Demi again. This has been the story of the first half for Sydney Olympic, really. All this possession. But Henderson hasn't really been significantly troubled so far. Hong. Good touches between Qual, Hong and Parkhouse, but now they look to play between the lines. City are staying compact. Parkhouse has drifted in behind slightly. Now he's looking for the shot. Labano Halidi imploring him to just hit it and let the strike go and get something on goal. It was a good move forward, and Parkhouse unselfishly looked to play in a teammate. Whiffen. He's driven forward. Ball is won back by Major. Up goes Berry. Olympics midfield trio are doing well to keep the ball, but it's that incisiveness that they're looking to add. Pass is too long, and Demi gets beaten to it by Henderson, and it's an easy bit of defensive work for Blacktown City. They try and go direct. That time it's intercepted by Olympic, and now they'll get a throw in the attacking half. Clark. Pass a bit under here. One sits up for McHugh, which invited Teng Kuol, who has gone a bit further forward now. He was playing in a deeper midfield role, and I wonder if the fact that they don't need him to win the ball back because Blacktown City are defending a lot more has pushed Kuol into a further forward role. We've seen him play as part of a front two at times this season, Teng Kuol. He's played just about every position in the center of the pitch. Demi, this time he's onside, and now he can go one-on-one with Henderson. Cyrus Demi just didn't pull the trigger, and Grant Lynch was there to hunt him down. That's probably the best chance of the game so far for Sydney Olympic. They just needed Cyrus Demi to put his foot through it. Was waiting for it to bounce kindly and sit up for him, but time quickly got away from him. Yej. Pass forward by Campbell. Now with Mitch Malia. Adam Berry makes his move down the wing. Major is the target. He puts it back towards goal, but knows that was a good opportunity for a bit of a knockdown there to Jack O'Brien. Couldn't keep it in the field of play. Sensing they have the edge over the top with a more direct option. Demi is the target again. Stand up defending by Nick O'Brien, but it will mean a Sydney Olympic corner, and I think Olympic have perhaps sensed that keeping it short might not be enough for them with how well set Blacktown City are. They've tried to turn them around a little bit more with these longer options. Here is Parkhouse. Good delivery. Ziggy Gordon is there. Now Cyrus Demi and Gordon again. It's a pinball in the box. And eventually seen wide by Josh Hong. A golden opportunity there for Olympic again, and they just couldn't get out of their own way. Another opportunity for the hosts. Another corner. 5 minutes to go before halftime. A good time to get one back. Driven low and hard, and that doesn't clear the first defender in Lockie Campbell. It's going to be Blacktown ball. And they will just try and see out this lead to halftime. They're in a good position. Kresnar. Puts it into midfield with Berry. Lynch. Has Demi on his back. Had to go quickly with Adam Berry right there. Nick O'Brien. Swings it wide. Malia is the target. He'll get there ahead of the bounce. McHugh is forced back all the way to Caden Henderson. Lynch. Down the line for Kresnar. It's going to stay in before it eventually rolls out of play. Clark pinches it off Adam Berry. Hong. Zoricic. Teng Kuol. Pass was inches away from Maxim Yej, but now it's with Ruiz Diaz. Whiffen makes his move on his opposing fullback. McHugh is there to meet it. Jack O'Brien for Adam Berry. Swings that wide. McHugh brings it down kindly for Mitch Malia. Just a couple minutes of regulation time remaining. We probably won't have all that much stoppage time. I'd be surprised if it's more than a minute. It's been a fast-paced game. No injuries, no major incidents either. Campbell. Out of play by Whiffen. Blacktown. Maybe one last chance before half-time. Major floating it, looking for someone. Zoricic clears. Qual's touch was a little loose. That invites further pressure from Blacktown City. Qual goes sliding in to keep it away from Kresnar. The final minute of the half will likely belong to Blacktown City with Kresnar and Lynch. Kresnar again, not in a hurry. Blacktown City, they know they can just ride out this lead to halftime, get more instructions from their coach Mark Crittenden as to how they're going to close out this game. Olympic have had plenty of chances. A one-goal lead might not be enough to do it with how much Blacktown have been asked to defend. And as the half has gone on, Olympic have had more and more chances. Cross won't be of any major danger as Jack Gibson will retrieve for a goal kick, and they go quickly. Hong brings it out of his own defensive third. Zoricic and Parkhouse. And Sydney Olympic, despite the fact they're down on the scoreboard, there's still plenty of positives in this game for them, really. They've kept the ball well, and as the half has gone on, they've created more. It's just about the cutting edge that's missing. That one-on-one to Demi, that scramble off the corner, those chances come to mind. Check out the watch from our referee. Not long is left in this half, you'd think. Whiffen. Clark is dispossessed, and Blacktown City have numbers bursting forward here. Berry goes left to Mitch Malia. Looking to stand up Gordon. Cries of handball are waved away. And Blacktown City won't get to take the corner, much to their own protests. The half will come to an end, but they are in front, Blacktown City, courtesy of Jacob Kresnar's left-footed volley. They have the advantage as they look to halt Sydney Olympics' undefeated streak and cement their place in the top six a little more. Will Constantinides with you for this first half. We'll see you back soon here at Jubilee Stadium on the other side of this quick break. Welcome back to the second half of football here at Jubilee Stadium. It's Blacktown City who have the lead, courtesy of Jacob Kresnar's goal in the first half, but a lot more to tell from that first 45 of football. It was a half that Olympic had so much of the ball, but were just unable to really make use of it in terms of putting one in the back of the net. Blacktown City have held out well defensively and have bided their time on the counter-attack and have created some decent chances in their own right. Olympic were out first of the two teams at halftime, which is perhaps a bit surprising given the team down, but Demi looks to get behind. I can't imagine there would have been too much for Halidi to say other than to maybe have a few more hits on goal. They're getting into good positions, but they're maybe looking for too many extra passes, perhaps, Sydney Olympic, and just need to let a couple go from range to really test Caden Henderson out. Blacktown are on the move with Major. Here is Yej. No changes of either side at the halftime break. We will keep you updated on any that come through. When the ball goes out, we might take the moment to run you through both benches. There's certainly some options for either. Coach, here is Tenkwol. Clark. Gordon. At times Olympic towards the back end of the half, they looked for the more direct approach over the top to Demi, but whilst that did create some danger, they were unable to capitalise off it. The big first half chance for Demi, one-on-one, which just didn't quite get the shot away when he needed to. Clark turns. He's been a busy man for Olympic with all this ball they've had. He has seen plenty of it. Now with Whiffen. He's shown up by McHugh. He goes through his legs though. Good skill by Whiffen. Now he cuts it back, intended for Demi. It's deflected away. As far as Jack Armson, it's deflected again. And diverted away from goal. Henderson was scrambling to get down to that left post. But that's much better from Sydney Olympic. It's just Jack Armson trying his luck. And he was almost rewarded there. Now he puts in the corner. Doesn't beat Campbell. Armson will get a second go at this one. Clark moves in short. Shows his defender away. Still Seth Clark. And that's going to be another Sydney Olympic corner. A very similar position for Jack Armson. Looks like he might go long this time. Clark had thought about making a move. Parkhouse is at the back post, as is Iggy Gordon, and again, it's cleared away by Campbell. Whiffen edges the area. Dealt with by Blacktown. Yej is trying to put some pressure on here, and he almost forced Olympic into an error. They go all the way back to Gibson. Clark was looking to intercept before Nick O'Brien put his laces through that one and sent it out of play. The Olympic ball kids very busy to start this second half. Blacktown no nonsense with their clearance. Clark finds a bit of space between the lines. His pass was slightly underhit, which invites Major to press back towards Zoricic. They find their way out with Hong. Armson McHugh is going to be tested here with Whiffen pressuring him, and he pushed him there as well. The Whiffen, who didn't see all that much of it, is getting early nice and quick here. Blacktown are just taking a couple of extra seconds off the clock, leaving that for Henderson to launch into the sky. Whiffen is there in the air. Back and forth with Armson. That'll be an Olympic throw. And so we might take you through the benches for both teams. Olympic have Michael Vakis, Monty Partington, Luca Pecora, Bailey Callahan, Jackson Fowler, and Samuel Bosniak. Blacktown City have Keanu Moore, Danny Choi, Marty Fernandez, Sebastian Hayward. As we stay with this for a moment, Debbie thought he was in behind. The offside flag will deny him that chance. And so on the bench for Blacktown is Marty Fernandez, Seb Hayward, who found the back of the net in recent weeks, Jackson Bandiera as well, and then Cooper Rogers, the backup keeper. Turned over by City as Olympic can make their move forward. Parkhouse, the flag is down here for Adam Parkhouse. He tried his luck, looking to test Caden Henderson. He was down well to save, though, was Henderson. Malia launches it, hoping someone was there. They weren't. Gordon into the feed of Clark. Armson. Well put forward to Demi, which is a little overhit though. Ruiz Diaz. Labino Halidi would have been hoping for more shots, but that one is skied well over. And looks like Halidi might be going to his bench potentially soon. Never mind, it was a false alarm. I thought one of the subs was getting up to get ready to come on. No changes yet through 7 minutes of this second half. A reminder, as it stands, if this result were to hold, Olympic would be 10 points behind Blacktown City. Olympic in 7th on the outside of the 6th looking in. Blacktown City inside it for now. Armson. Clark. Brings it around to Ruiz Diaz. Qual. And Whiffen. Another pass goes wayward from Sydney Olympic. It's a couple of those have crept into their game. McHugh launches one up towards Major. Clark has to find his way through a bit of traffic. Now Olympic are looking for their way out of midfield. Yesh does well to bring it down. McHugh has to get away from Cyrus Demi before looking down the line for O'Brien. Looks like Marty Fernandez might be coming on here for Blacktown City, a tricky player up top. On the wings, he can provide plenty of danger. McHugh finds safety in his keeper. Lynch can turn, but has to be careful here with Parkhouse right on his back. And Grant Lynch showing why he's a futsal-roo with those skills out of the back. O'Brien Now Malia receives it. He wanted it a little bit earlier though, Mitch Malia. It'll be Blacktown throw deep in attacking territory. It'll be a corner actually. My mistake. The troops arrive in the box for Mitch Malia and Blacktown City. What can he deliver? A second goal would be a crushing blow out of the halftime break. Olympic have continued to hold possession. Malia puts his ball into the area. Seen away by Olympic. Away is the cry. Olympic do that, and they've done even better to find the feet of Seth Clark, who can think about kick-starting a counter-attack here. Hugh rises through the air, gets it towards Yej. Qual was on his chest, says the referee. Still it stays with Blacktown City. Now it's their turn to have a rare extended spell of possession. They haven't had too many of those in this game. O'Brien and Major. Fresno's out on that far side as well. Lofted towards Jack O'Brien, looking to head on goal, and a good save by Gibson. A nice worked move there by Blacktown City. Did well to get to Jack O'Brien, whose header was wide to force Gibson into a save, even if it was at a comfortable height. But now Olympic can think about the counter. Blacktown have put numbers forward. Demi is up ahead. Clark, the flag has gone up. Or who is Zoricic rather. The flag has gone up against him. I don't think there is too much doubt about it. I think the frustration is more with the pass. Cyrus Demi had plenty of time to find the on-rushing Zoricic, who had gone on a long busting run from right back. Taking a look back at the replay on the stream to see how close it was. It was definitely offside. Blacktown City played their cards right at the back, and now they have a chance up forward. Up goes Jack O'Brien, looking for Maxim Yej on the penalty spot. It falls to him on the edge of the area. He lays it off for Adam Barry, who had a similar strike in the first half. His attempt in the second is blocked. Pass is left behind. Clark is the beneficiary. And Demi has the pace to get behind. He's going to beat Campbell to the ball, and now he's looking to get around him. Cyrus Demi knows there's no one in the box, and in the end, that allowed Campbell to recover and win the ball back. Here's Mitch Malia. Little shimmy. Now he looks for the cross. Travis Major is there at the back stick, was looking for the unselfish option to Jack O'Brien. It would have been difficult to score from there. And now Blacktown City are seeing more and more of the ball. Much more than they certainly did in the first half. They're getting some decent opportunities. Campbell, quick pass by Yej. There is Kresnar, looking to turn provider. His cross is blocked. Major will have to stretch to keep this in. Gordon is there to meet him. Cries of handball are waved away. Jack O'Brien was the intended man on the cutback. Gordon got his body but not his arms in the way, says our referee. Decisive pass between the lines, finds its way to Kresnar. First time cross is hit. Looking for the deep option. Griffin finds progress forward with Ruiz Diaz. Nick O'Brien temporarily stops Olympic's progress, and Olympic are looking for a double change coming up soon. Michael Vakis and Luka Pecora being prepared by Labino Halidi. Adam Berry takes the space given to him. He's been unchallenged here. Now here is McHugh who goes down, and there can be no doubt about it. The 18-year-old on his starting debut has won a penalty for his side. And just an outstretched leg was left dangling by Thomas Whiffen, who had overcommitted to the challenge. And that's good work by the 18-year-old on his starting debut. Adam Berry was just left all alone. Was given all the time in the world to pick out the perfectly weighted pass to McHugh, and from there he did the rest and has won his side a good penalty just before the hour mark. And now an opportunity from the penalty spot. Jack O'Brien standing over this one. Gibson in goal. City to extend their lead out to 2. Well taken by Jack O'Brien. Picked his spot and found the back of the net. And Blacktown City have doubled their advantage on the other side of half time. This time from the penalty spot. They have survived that pressure in the first half. The second half, they've had a lot more of the ball. And they have another goal to show for it. As now the changes are starting to come through. So Pecora replaces Whiffen. Varkis will replace Parkhouse. And on the Blacktown end, Mitch Malia is subbed off for Marty Fernandez. So like for like amongst those changes. Blacktown City have made the most of their chances when they've come, and now Olympic are going to look back on this first half and think they should have had at least one, maybe two from the opportunities they got. The scoreline looks very different. Jack O'Brien notches up double digits on the season with his 10th goal as Demi's into the action. Olympic look to strike back immediately. Good ball back towards Michael Varkis, who was ghosting in for his first potential involvement. Jack O'Brien joins Jacob Kresnar to make it goals in back-to-back games. Both those men scoring in last week's win against St. George City. Jack O'Brien, number 10 on the season. Another very productive year in the NPL for him. Makes it his 3rd consecutive season in double figures. A monstrous 21 goals in all competitions last campaign. He'll notch under that this season. He's played a very different role in 2025 to the one he did last campaign. Of course, the last time these two teams met, it did end 2-2. And that one, it was Olympic who took the early lead. Blacktown then equalised. There was a flurry of goals, 3 goals within 9 minutes. Around this time of the game, actually. Quite a dramatic comeback or anything like that. It was goals quickly exchanged. Olympic have it all to do from here. Blacktown City have shown they are resolute in defence here tonight. They've set themselves up well. Zoricic got around his man, and there was plenty of contact in the challenge, but there's not too much debate that Lockie Campbell got the ball first. Olympic in need of something to kickstart this comeback. Can it be from this corner? And it goes. It's a good looking delivery. Again, it's Nick O'Brien this time who deals with it. Him and Lockie Campbell have been good on these set pieces. And Dylan Ruiz-Diaz has come back from an offside position. The assistance flag on the far side is eventually spotted.
Substitutions for City Olympic. Off the field, number 11, Adam Parkhouse, number 6, Thomas Woodford. Replaced by number 7, Michael Marquis, and making his Olympic debut, number 15, Luca Pacora.
Might have heard that amongst all the substitutions, it is Luca Pacora's debut. Well known to the NPL this season. He's been spending his time with the Mariners. He's seen plenty of NPL football before, formerly of the Wanderers and Bulls FC Academy. He was in League One last campaign before going over to the Mariners, and he's found himself out of the relegation battle and into the top 6 fight with Olympic, but that top 6 fight could look very different if this result is still to hold. Zoricic wins it in the air for Qual. Major. McHugh does well. It's been a faultless starting debut for the 18-year-old fullback. Just as they always seem to do, Blacktown City, they unearth another young talent. Good pass forward. Cresnell was trying to chest it down. It just got away from him though, but it's still at his feet. Gets around his defender. Great work by Cresnell, looking to tee up someone in the box. It's pinballed back towards potentially Travis Major, had it not been for the outstretched Jack Gibson. Demi contends with Nick O'Brien. Another substitution is potentially being prepared here by Mark Crittenden. We'll get more on that in just a moment. Meanwhile, Yej, a good pass looking for Jack O'Brien. Now it's with Travis Major who let one fly. Too many blue shirts in the way though. Oh, and Demi might be onto something here, and this is going to potentially call it some intervention, and it has. It's going to be a yellow card for Lockie Campbell, and I think Olympic might have wanted potentially a different colour, feeling that Cyrus Demi was racing away and getting forward as Campbell, he got himself caught out there with an errant first touch. That invited Cyrus Demi, and then Campbell went in strong. In any case, Grant Lynch was back there. I think there might have been potentially some complaints about the height of the challenge, but difficult to see from all the way up here at the top of the Jubilee Grandstand. But those sorts of paths to goal are there for Olympic. They've gone to the long ball with mixed success. Armson. Pecora. And Clark. Demi was looking for that pass wide. Marty Fernandez looking to get into the game on the wing. Shut out this time though. Another foul is coming. Blacktown City look like they're going to have to dig in for the best part of 20 minutes there to see out this game. McHugh didn't quite see it out before he was aided by Campbell. And now Marty Fernandez is here with the ball, and he's in a good position to go forward with Major. Tenqual is tracking back. Major puts one forward before Ziggy Gordon coolly brings that to feet. Qual. Tong. So Danny Choi is also coming across to join the fray, playing the super sub role throughout the season. Danny Choi, him and Mitch Malia have come off the bench a fair few times. Malia has found his way into the starting lineup as of late. Very handy players to bring off the bench for Mark Crittenden. Tried and tested NPL quality in Danny Choi. Looks like Daniel McHugh has gone to ground as well. Stretching out that hamstring perhaps. He's put in an almighty shift at right back, it must be said. And I wonder if his night is about to come to an early end. Daniel McHugh has just been told by Mike Crittenden to defend this last throw-in before they make that change. Danny Choi is still waiting in the wings, and another change is also potentially coming. Qual is dispossessed, and Blacktown have numbers getting forward here. Jack O'Brien and Travis Major. And Major is tripped up. Now the subs might come through. Mark Crittenden will wait a little bit longer still. Ball is back in play once again. Here is Lynch. Kresnar. Onto the feet of an Olympic player. Now Demi has Zoricic overlapping on this far side. He's dispossessed. And players are starting to slip. The fog is making that pitch perhaps a little bit damper here at Cogra. It's a good patch of grass as mentioned. Perfect for playing some zippy football, as Olympic have tried to do, but with limited success. McHugh with a decently shaped pass intended for Fernandez. So now here come those changes. Danny Choi looks like he'll be entering fairly soon, and he will now. He'll swap for Daniel McHugh, so his starting debut comes to an end. Choi has to put his shin pads on. He's forgotten about those. Now he goes on. So Danny Choi is on, Daniel McHugh is off, and it was his effort that led to the penalty. A bit of a reshuffle from Blacktown City, and I highlighted it at the start of the game where Travis Major plays just about every position on the pitch this season for Blacktown City, and sure enough he's gone from the front three to the heart of the back five as the central defender amongst the centre-back trio he finds himself in with Lynch and Nick O'Brien. So Lockie Campbell goes to right back. Danny Choi will replace Major in the front three. Blacktown City just over 15 minutes of regulation time away from a massive 3 points. We need to make it back-to-back wins again. No doubt Daniel McHugh will get plenty of praise from the veterans in the team and the coaches for how well he's done. He's contributed so far to a clean sheet. They've ridden their luck at times, Blacktown. They've defended well enough to deserve that, and Olympic are going to look back on that first half as a half that could have looked very different. Campbell. Fernandez. Choi, his first touches. Good passes with Marty Fernandez. Choi joins him again, takes it off him, and Choi still. Yej. was looking for an ambitious pass, was willing to take the risk, but that one will roll out of play for a goal kick. Olympic will take on Sydney FC next week away. That'll be at the Illington Sports Centre. For Blacktown City, they have a massive marquee matchup against Rockdale Sunday 3 p.m. That will be a very tasty affair. Meanwhile, they're looking at a third potentially here. Blacktown, they've got numbers getting forward. Marty Fernandez dropping it back for Jack O'Brien. There's still players forward. Choi is at the back stick if they can look for him. That's where they go, but it's easily in the air. Olympic momentarily were exposed at the back, but they've found their way out, and time is running out for them to get this comeback going. Vakis was offside in any case. And good line is the shout from Caden Henderson. This Blacktown City defence has been very tight tonight, it must be said. A defence that has at times this season been a little bit leaky. They have the most goals conceded of any side in the top 6. Most goals conceded of any side in the top half, actually, Blacktown City. It's been a topsy-turvy season at times, but a win here this afternoon is a big step in the right direction. Securing finals football for yet another season. Not mathematically secured just yet, but a 10-point gap to 7th place Sydney Olympic would look very good with 8 games to go. Campbell easily down for Henderson, who will take some precious seconds off the clock before Demi rushes out to meet him. Yej takes no chances and says anywhere will do, let's get this out of our half. A reminder that after this one at 7 p.m. we have our match of the round between St. George and St. George FC, that is, and Apia Leichhardt. Apia, another side looking to push for finals. They're sitting in 4th at the moment, no doubt keeping an eye on this game. Great football by Marty Fernandez. Kresnar, an early pass forward. Fernandez is going to get there though and keep this going before eventually it's broken up by Pecora. Olympic have had most of the ball still in the second half, but it's maybe not quite been to the degree of the first half, the amount of possession they've had. Nevertheless, they're still behind as Demi is beaten to it by Henderson. Some good sweeper keeper work from him. Been a decent night at the office for him and the Blacktown City defence. Looks like Hayward and Bandiera are being called upon here by Mark Crittenden. Another couple of subs to potentially see out the game. Bandiera at fullback, Hayward a bit further forward. Choi down with Bandiera. Not Bandiera, rather Campbell. Bandiera still on the bench as Blacktown City will just knock this around. Keep it nice and easy. Nothing too crazy for them and get a clean sheet, which has been hard to come by at times this season as they were looking for a foul there. Blacktown City, nothing was doing. Diaz, a smart pass, but the flag is up, and that's a frustrating end So what was shaping up to be a good attack for Sydney Olympic. So now those changes come through. Hayward and Bandiera will enter for the final 10 minutes. Jacob Kresnar is going to depart on the far side, so he takes his early rest with his goal. A good outing from him. He'll be replaced like for like by Bandiera. Meanwhile, Adam Berry is off in place of Sebastian Hayward. Choi. Well worked by Blacktown. Choi will have to stretch to keep this in and just half a step away. Qual. Up top for Demiel, and they've gotten out of each other's way there. Nick O'Brien and Lockie Campbell. Cyrus Demi has been lurking off some of these defensive errors. And that massive one-on-one in the first half, but other than that, they've kept him quiet. Former Brisbane Raw man. Great stuff by Blacktown City, and now they can go forward. Choi, it's a 2v3. Fernandez finds it on his right foot, puts his man on the floor. Fernandez lines one up. Only as far as Jack O'Brien, who tries his luck from way out, and he struck the crossbar. Maxim Yej was lurking. And there's a bit of sorting out to do here as Jack Gibson and Maxim Yej come together. But how about that effort from Jack O'Brien? It was well away from goal. But tried his luck and had Jack Gibson beat from all of 30 yards out. Crossbar is probably still rattling from that effort. He's looking to add the icing on the cake on an important away win. Demi, this time the flag is down. Cyrus Demi, touch was heavy. This will be the 6th away win of the campaign for Blacktown City. They've been good on their travels this season. They're the 3rd best away side in the competition. Just 2 losses away from Landon. As Michael Vakis shows his defender a clean set of heels, goes to ground in hope of something. But no one was really appealing for it other than the Olympic fans in the crowd. Another change is waiting in the wings here for Labano Halidi. Perhaps one last roll of the dice with 7 minutes of regulation plus stoppages to go. Lynch. Blacktown beat the first line of the press, and Yej can go forward. Bandiero is with him. Instead he goes to Danny Choi, who has a lot of space to find a pass. Now he's found it to Maxim Yej! Oh, he wasn't far. He hit that well and did ruffle the net, but it was only side netting. And for a second I thought that might have crept its way in, but only side netting. Now here comes that change. Bailey Callahan is in. Player has gone off on the far side for Olympic. Get confirmation of that in a little bit. Might be Ruiz Diaz by the looks of things. Time running out for Olympic to make this comeback possible. Looking rather improbable with how well City have defended tonight. Last touch off Vakis, and Blacktown won't be in any particular hurry. Choi gets it to his feet, was looking for the pass up to Jack O'Brien. Zoricic, good pass forward to Clark. Zoricic again. Armson. Demi. 11 behind the ball for Blacktown City, looking to defend this clean sheet with Vakis. Marty Fernandez. Put it into the stands, but it fortunately bounced back. Zoricic with the long throw, launching it in. Has good height on it, but dealt with by Blacktown. They're coming together there, and free kick goes the way of Sydney Olympic. About 30 yards out from goal. Good opportunity to get something. Time is running out. It's not their friend. Crucial for Olympic to even a point at this stage would be huge. And Jack O'Brien is taking his time getting back to the 10-metre mark. Demi, it's only 2 in the wall. He can think about a shot here. He had one earlier in the first half. Here is Cyrus Demi. Good shape on this one, but again, it's easily taken by Henderson. Choi. Yes, tries to bustle his way through traffic and has won a foul in the process, and that's going to be more time off the clock, which is good from a Blacktown perspective, not so good from an Olympic one. And if you want a bit of breaking news ahead of our match of the round, up here have just announced the signing of one of their former players, Fabian Monge. Spent the last couple of seasons with Melbourne Victory in the A-League, and he is in the team ahead of their game in the match of the round. So a massive inclusion for them, which will add to their midfield stocks. And there's Major at centre back, doing well to win back possession. Just a couple minutes remaining. Probably looking at a decent chunk of stoppage time. Had a lot of subs, a lot of stoppages now that Blacktown are playing to see out this lead. And staring down win number 12 of the campaign. Take them to 39 points, level on points with Apia, but Apia have the much better goal difference. Still in the chase for a home final, Blacktown City, with this result. Olympic. And this result will represent a major stumble on their quest to get into the top 6. They're wanting to avoid a 3rd consecutive season without finals football. This is a club that last time they played finals, they were premiers in 2022. That famous day at Belmore where all the games synced up, all the games kicked off at the same time. They were watching on their phones. It's been a long time since they were up that end of the ladder. Clark looking to make something happen. Final minute of regulation time here for Olympic. It's approaching now or never territory. Sent down and out of play. it around inside the attacking half. They've seen so much of the ball in this position. Zoricic, good looking delivery. Again, it's Blacktown that are equal to the task. Only stoppage time remains. We're at the discretion of our referees. No board has gone up, so I can't tell you how much we do actually have left, as Yej has seen Danny Choi in acres of space on the far side before Ziggy Gordon got there across to close that space down. Clark. One back by Jack O'Brien. Sliding in was Josh Hong. All ball, says the referee. Zoricic. Campbell made his move. Now Zoricic crosses. Someone is there at the back post, and Pecora was the man. Now he goes to ground. Enough of the ball, says the referee. It was Pecora looking to make his move at the back stick. An Olympic free kick deep into stoppage time. Not a lot of time is left. Even if they were to get a goal now, there probably isn't that much. Armson standing over it. Two hands go up. It's gone all through to Zach Zoricic. He has a chance here. Zoricic. It goes through the traffic again, and it's seen away by Blacktown City. More good scramble defence. Bailey Callahan's effort diverted away. As now Choi goes on a slaloming run and somehow still has the ball at his feet. Danny Choi. We'll see whether Blacktown might head for the corner or just keep the ball to feet. Danny Choi only sees Maxim Yej ahead of him. Yej beats his defender, has a couple still with Maxim Yej. I'll go nice and easy here, Blacktown City. Campbell at the feet of Lynch, just frustrating Olympic this afternoon. Have Blacktown City, they've given them a lot of the ball, but they've taken their chances down the other end. A cheap giveaway by Lockie Campbell, which frustrates Mark Crittenden, and now Cyrus Demi has the pace to try and get around Travis Major. Major holds him up, and Major just stares him down. And he knew what was coming there, Travis Major. Meanwhile, Danny Choi puts on the tricks and has won his side a free kick. And the seconds will continue to tick away. Not much time is left in this contest. Marty Fernandez heads straight towards the corner. Hong is on his back. Hong has won it back. May not even be time for one here for Olympic, let alone two. Looks like the result has been decided for Blacktown City. A massive win, including the clean sheet as well. That's equally as impressive as the two goals they've scored to sustain the amount of pressure that they have throughout this game. They've proven to be a very good side on their travels, Blacktown City. A massive win for Mark Crittenden's fifth placed outfit. It puts them a little deeper inside the top six. A bit of breathing room to their opponents, who are still chasing on the outside looking in, our Sydney Olympic. All eyes will turn to United's fixture against the Northwest Sydney Spirit. They'll be hoping United drop points there to keep the gap at a chaseable distance with 8 games to go. First half goal to Jacob Kresner on the volley before Jack O'Brien put one away from the penalty spot in the second half. All in all, Blacktown City defended well and took their chances when they came. They deserve 3 points for the travelling side here tonight. So a great afternoon of football here at Jubilee Stadium. Reminder to stick around for the NPL New South Wales men's match of the round between St George City and RPL ICAR. That one kicking off at 7 p.m. I've been Will Constantinides for you. An absolute pleasure. And we'll we'll see you back soon for more NPL football.
Against the UFC.